Hiya, it's me, Jo. I thought that what I would do is do a quick video. I've been listening to some podcasts this morning, a couple of my favourite podcasts in the disability AAC arena. So that's the Loma podcast, who you can find on Instagram and Facebook. And there's also a website, LOMAH, stands for Land of Milk and Honey. And the Talking with Tech podcast, which you can find on all your podcast providers, which is a really, really great resource, particularly for clinicians, but there are lots of episodes there that would be good for parents to listen to as well. I do this often. I often listen to podcasts these days because I can do other jobs at the same time. So I've been cleaning my kitchen, sorting out some old clothes, dealing with a shopping delivery and a hoist being serviced. So there's been lots going on, but in between I've been listening to these podcasts. And I like to do that often because it helps to keep me focused on what we're doing, because I think sometimes I worry about what we're doing in AAC. I might look at Noodle struggling one day trying to get a button, or that she's not really seeming to use her device meaningfully or even her communication boards meaningfully, and she's flapping them at me and throwing them across the room. And I find myself thinking, oh, are we doing too much? Am I giving her too much? Is this robust language system with all the vocabulary and having all that available really the right thing, or should I take a step back and give her less? And I find that I need to revisit the research and revisit all the information and listen to podcasts about where people are reinforcing for me that we have made the right choices and that a robust language system is the right thing in so many ways. But today I was doing that. I was going, yes, I'm doing the right thing. We're doing okay. And it got me really to thinking, I wonder why it is that I want to step back. And I think there are a few things at play. So one of the things that I think is, I think for anybody, you need to really trust what you're being told, because this is a long game. Okay, it's not implementing AAC isn't something that's going to happen really quickly. You're not going to see immediate gains. I think we've all maybe seen media articles where there's that eureka moment and somebody gets some piece of equipment or a device and suddenly they're unlocked and they can say everything. In terms of our story, we're talking about a little girl who has learning disabilities and physical disabilities, and learning things is really difficult. So it's going to take a really long time. So we have to trust in the process. And I think sometimes my trust wavers, my trust in myself, in the research, and possibly even in Noodle kind of wavers. And that's why I feel like I need to reconnect. But I was thinking today that maybe there's another thing at play. So as a parent of a child with complex needs, for us, for Noodle, we've known the diagnosis since she was about a week old. We've seen the prognosis in terms of communication and speech and language development and physical development. And we knew that all those things were going to be challenging. And I think we spent a lot of time adjusting to that and readjusting and accepting that maybe the things that we'd imagined for our child's future before she was born weren't going to happen in the way we had thought, and that was going to be very difficult. And a lot of the diagnostic process, when you're talking to doctors and people going over the diagnosis, they're talking about what children won't do, and what milestones they might not achieve, and what are the things that are going to be difficult and challenging, and what are the medical complications. And I think one of the things that as parents is a massive mind shift is moving from that diagnostic, that medical model, where we're told about all the things that can go wrong and that might not develop well, and then suddenly when looking at AAC, we're asked to put our faith in a complex system that looks difficult, that probably we're finding difficult as well, and thinking, well, this is hard. How will my child, who I've now accepted has a learning disability, how will my child learn this? And I think that idea that we talk a lot about in AAC, parents might not have heard this term before, about presuming competence, assuming that somebody will be able to learn, that they can learn that vocabulary, that they can learn the system and the layout, means shifting back into a different way of thinking, and a different way of thinking about support, really. So that was just a reflection that I had this morning, and I thought, I need to write about that. And I thought, writing about it's going to take me about half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I'll need to get somebody to proofread it because my spelling and grammar are awful when I'm writing. And I thought, actually, I'm going to say it while I'm thinking of it now. So that was my reflection, really, that for parents, maybe we really do need to be introducing AAC really early as part of the process of coming to terms with that diagnosis and the difficulties, and seeing really early that, or introducing the idea of potential and competency and learning really early. And also, I would like therapists and professionals to maybe be thinking about that, and what leap a parent who, maybe if you're introducing this in school and somebody's 5 or 6 years old and has spent all the preschool years coming to terms with the things that their child finds really difficult, and finding ways to make everything a lot easier, how to make eating easier, how to make sitting up easier, all those kinds of things. But then AAC is something where really we're introducing something that looks like a challenge, and it is, but it's worth it. And just thinking about how you approach that for somebody who maybe's already decided from that their child might not be able to learn something so difficult. And so they were just my reflections, and I thought I would make a little video and share them. Please ask any questions if I've not been clear. Like I say, I just thought, you know what, I can get my thoughts out there in about 10 minutes if I do it on video. It's an hour job. I've got some other stuff to do today, namely trying to sort out products that should have been delivered. So I thank you for listening. I hope it wasn't too long and boring, and do comment below, or get in touch on Facebook Messenger or something like that. I'd really love to hear your thoughts about my thoughts. All right, thank you. Bye.